Hi guys, I welcome you to my channel. Uh, some day back I had an interview where the viewer asked me to write the polyfill of. I'm not able to write here. Yeah, writing. I have to write a. I'm not solving the lead code. Blind 75 today. I'll be writing. I'll be writing a polyfill for flat object. So I write a polyfill for flat object. Flat uh, to flat an array at any given level. So what will in the input you will have a array and a level and return the flattened flattened array right. Let's try the function. So function and flat array. So it will take two things, right? Array and level. Now to flat any array, we have to check that if that array is like that level is reached or not. First, this is a base case because I'll writing this in the recursive way by calling again same function again and again, so that the code size will be smaller. So to when we are writing the base case or recursive function, you must have to have a base case. So I'll check here if level is greater than 1, lesser than 1. If lesser than 1, I will return array. Because see here, we have an array, right? Consider this array. Yeah, consider this array. This array, right? So we have already flattened at level 1, so we are not going to flatten like more than 1, right. We have already here, and that's why if there is something level is 2, consider that we have to flat only 1, because one is already flattened. So here you see here, mm, why I have to take 1 not 0. Level is lesser than 0, then return lesser than 1, then return 0. So if level is 0, I will do that, I will return. So yeah, we have to flat two times, right. You have to flat two times. The first time is 5 6 will be flattened, and second time 7 8 9 will be flattened, right. So and third time will not flat, that's 9 and 11 will be there, 9 and 11 will be there in the array. So two times we have flattened. So why we are not talking 0? Because we have to flat only two times, right. So one times we have flattened this, second times we have flattened this. That is if level is 2, right. So if as level decrease to 0, it means that we have flattened the array, we will return this array. So that's now let's move it to write the code. So we will loop the array. Let I is equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus, right. Now I'll check that if that array or if that element at index is array or not. If array dot is array, uh, if that element at index is array, what I'll do here, I'll create a variable called result and create another array. Let now push it result dot push or result of I. At this index we are going to insert the response, right. Flat array, I'll call this function again, array comma level minus 1. I will decrease the level by 1. If this is not case, I will do else result of result dot post this array of I. I'll just post it here, no worry. Yeah, as I'm adding it. Now it's done. We are done with the polyfill of the array. I'll call this function console.log flat array with array and level is 2. So what will output? This will be flattened, this will be flattened, and this will be flattened, and 9 11 will be there only. Let's see. Let's run this code. See here, 1 2 3 4 7 8 9 7 is already flatted, 9 and 9 7, and 9 11 is in the array. If I write 1, see here only one level is flattened. A simple question I had asked, I was asked. Now we have another question, like write a function, write a method, or write a polyfill for Promise.all. This very weird question. I have never solved this polyfill problem. Let me write it. So what was the question? Write the polyfill for Promise.all. First time I was asked, I just confused that do I have to use promise inside the Promise.all, but it is for Promise.all. So how Promise.all works? It takes group of promises. It takes group of promises and it breaks if any one, it breaks whole if one of promise is failed. And it will run concurrently. Right? Oh, this was something interesting. So let me write 3 promises. Promise 1 or 2 promises. Promise 1 will be the new promise dot resolve dot log. I'll just return 1. Const promise 2 will be the new promise dot resolve set timeout this will resolve after console dot return resolve. This will resolve after 1 second. Only true promise we have. Now we have, I'll write the function called my all, promise.myAll or promise.all. My all, a function. What will this function take? This will take promises, and is it the array of promise, so I will loop it, return new promise. It will have 2 value, resolve or reject, and I'll try to loop 3 promises inside it, and I'll have counter. Length will be the promises dot length. How many promises we have? I'll try to loop it. Promises dot for each, or map promise.map promise, and I have promise. Now what I'll do here, I will try to resolve it. I will promise.resolve new promise.resolve this promise. If this is quiz, then I'll return the response. I'll create an array. In this case, I will update the response into the array. And I will create counter plus plus to check that we have reached the length. Otherwise, catch error. If we find the error, we will just reject it. Reject the with error. Otherwise, this. Okay. Now we have promise. So do I have to write this function? This will have the context of response. So if count is equal to the length we have defined, I will resolve with the resolve with the response. And I think that's it. Let me bind it. So promise.prototype.dot bind my all is equal to my all. Let me define it. Okay, now call me this promise dot response of function. Let me call into function async promise response is equal to function I will correct await response response is equal to await promise dot all my all and this promise 1 and promise true and console.log response. So let me call it promise response function here. It should work. Let me check what is wrong. I will comment out this. Let me run it. I'm writing new promise.resolve. Don't need that. Just write promise.resolve. When you're writing this, Okay, I am confused here. Why promise.myall is not a function, but I have attached this to promise. Am I doing anything wrong here? Let me polyfill with promises. Let me add chat GPT only. Chat GPT. Uh, uh, Polyfill for promise.all. Create new method my all. Okay. You're saying to just attach this function promise.myall. Don't write in prototype. Promise.myall. It should be in array format. Sorry. Catch. Map. See here, it got logged. I have created this custom. Yeah, it is coming up and it got resolved. So if I reject here, it will not go further. See here. So I have written already these promises, but there is some catch. Let me ask this. When I when consoles I get timer. All method associated with my time. Set timeout. So first question I had basically solved with yes. Second question I struggled, and second question I struggled. So so we have to write like this. If you are doing with the if you are doing this set timeout, we have to get a new promise and resolve based on the timeout, and this will give us the exact answer. This will let me resolve first. Yeah, done. First is done, and And if I do reject for one, reject for first one, and what should be output? If I reject for first one, reject for one, I am getting this as output. I have done this, right? Okay, this is returning the error, but to response I have to write like this, try catch error, console.log error. So yeah, this is what I have we have defined. So both the thing I have already created this my all, or basically this is a replica of all, and this is the replica of the flat array, and both working fine. There are some like I didn't complete whole, and if you're trying to apply for SDA2, we have to have complete all the functions like each and every, so that you create a bug free code, because SDA2 is basically you will have some responsibility, and to take responsibility you have to write the code which is bug free. And that's why here, so this for this reason I could not get into the this company, but I have great learning, and I'll be keeping this learning to my future preparation, and I hope I make big, because I don't want to compromise now, and I have to work very hard to reach the big. Okay, so this is what I have done, and I remember from now. And yeah, bless me that today I have interview, and bless me that I clear this interview round. I am applying since long, and I have given 4 interview till now, but could not make it in any one of them. This is the 5th one, and let's see how it goes. I hope it will go better. I request you to pray for me, and help me to get this job, because I am in need. And yeah, by the way, it's okay. I'll be, if I also don't get select, I'll be practicing again, again until I get the good job. And I hope for the I'm aiming for the bigger. I don't want to compromise now. I'm aiming for the big, and if I have the consistency, I will definitely. So thanks for watching. If I complete my interview, and if I clear that interview, I will be uploading the second video today itself, and that video is from blind 75. This is basically I wanted to tell that this is how interviewer could ask you if you are applying to SDA2. Like Promise says, polyfill is the most question they will ask to you, and you have to be prepared from all the end. So thanks for watching. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye bye.